Guided painting of the grasslands. Hi students, it's Ms.Boley. Why are we painting the grasslands? Well, first of all, we're going to experiment with watercolors a little bit more. We're going to learn how to mix colors. We're going to learn some wet on wet technique and lifting wet techniques. And we're going to learn about perspective some more. So you're going to need some materials. So you can use your visual journal for this. In the video, I'm just using a piece of watercolor paper, but visual journal should work fine. You're going to need a pencil and an eraser possibly, a Sharpie marker, a fine tip and a regular tip one. If you have it available would be great. If not, that's okay. And watercolor paints. To use watercolor paints, we also need to have a brush, some paper towel, and a cup of water. If you don't have access to any of these supplies, you can adapt the assignment to fit with whatever you have available at home. So let's review. Remember that if something in a piece of art, a two-dimensional piece of art, is larger, that means that it's closer up to the viewer. And oftentimes things that are closer up to the viewer are more detailed. So see on this buffalo, we can see all the fur and a whole bunch of the other details on it. And then things that are small are usually farther away from the viewer, and they're also usually not detailed. So let's see what that looks like in a real photo. So here's a picture of some buffalo in a field, in a grassland. And we can see that this front one is larger, right here. And these ones over here are slightly smaller, and that's hinting to us that they're farther away. And then these ones are actually being overlapped by the ones in the front, which again is hinting to us that they are farther away. And we can also see less detail on the fur and just in general less detail. Okay, let's get started. So you're gonna follow along and draw something and paint something similar to what I'm doing.
So I'm gonna be drawing with Sharpie, but you are welcome to draw with pencil if you feel more comfortable doing that. And then you can go over your drawing with Sharpie. And remember, you can pause the video anytime if you need to take a break or if you missed anything. Okay, so I'm going to start by drawing a buffalo. I'm going to draw it pretty small. You're going to start by drawing a little V with a line coming out, like a Y shape, sort of a little off center from the middle of your page. And then you draw a curved line just above it, and then another curved line, similar to what you're seeing on the screen. Okay, and then I'm going to draw a line diagonal with a circle below it. That's going to be my buffalo's eye. And then a little almost vertical line coming out from that little snout area. And just some curved hair. Sorry, I know it's hard to see. I'll pause and move my hand so you can see. And then a vertical line coming down, and that's going to be the little beard. Okay. And the cheek right there. And a little bit more kind of fur detail. And then the horn. And then I'll draw the other horn on the other side. And I'll draw the start of the back, but I'm going to actually just draw the legs first. So I'll draw some sort of little chest fur, and then a diagonal line like this. Another line coming down. Those are the two legs. Okay, there we go. And I don't need to draw the hooves. I know we have a picture on the screen here and it has hooves, but the hooves are going to be covered with grass. Okay, and then I'll draw the tummy with some fur detail. And then the back leg is going to be sort of like a little bit of a curved shape. And then we have the other back leg. And now I can go ahead and draw the back. So they have sort of like this big bump on the top of the back. And then the tail. So all of our buffaloes will probably look slightly different. And that's why I've put the reference picture in case you get lost. You can always just look at the reference picture. All right, we're gonna draw the smaller buffalo in the background. So we're gonna draw sort of two curved lines side by side, and then a little skinny V shape. That's the tail. It's kind of like the animal's backside. And then I'm now drawing the head, and I'm leaving a little space in between where I can draw the front legs. So I just drew a vertical line and then another vertical line and then the back. And remember, this one doesn't have to have as much detail. I'll probably draw the eye and I'll draw the horns. And again, I won't be drawing the hooves because I will be drawing, the grasses are covering the hooves. Okay, so now what I'll do is I'll continue to draw some vertical lines, making some marks for grass. And then I'm going to draw my horizon. So I've drawn sort of a little bit of a bumpy line with some little bushes or something, and can draw some marks for grass if you like. And I'm going to draw like a little bit of a hill, foothill in the background. And then I'm just going to continue drawing some more grass strokes. Okay, speeding up those grass strokes. Now I've grabbed a thicker Sharpie, and I'm gonna do some outlining with the thicker Sharpie. Why, you ask?
Lines have different weights, so we can have a thick line or we can have a thin line. And usually it's better to have a mixture of both thick and thin lines. It's more interesting to look at.
In our next video, we will add color using watercolor paints.